Hello everyone! Today we have something to tell you about the Metaverse company. What? Right now? During the shooting?
We have a lot of great news.
Wait, are you serious?
Come on, Sophie. We're just having a friendly conversation.
Okay, got it. Anyway, Lado, let's tell our community some news and answer the most crucial questions.
Yes, let's make our people happy.
So, where do we start?
Let's start with questions from the community. And after all, I'll tell you some good news.
The first thing everyone is interested in is, of course, the separation of projects. What's the logic behind this separation and why is it necessary?
Metaverse fully inherits what we started to implement in our previous project, named Metaverse, but couldn't finish because we were being destroyed from within. Holoverse was born within the framework of the previous project, but its full-scale development conflicted with the main direction, DeFi and GameFi. By separating the two projects, we eliminated limitations for both. Metaverse is focused exclusively on DeFi and GameFi, and we've already prepared a true masterpiece in this area.
Can we confidently say that there are no threats to Metaverse now and nothing can undermine the project from outside or inside?
Absolutely. The current setup makes it practically impossible to seriously compromise the system. And of course, in case of any attempts to harm the system, we will react instantly and decisively. What's especially important, all processes are now running at a higher quality than ever. After parasites and destructive elements left the team, it was like a weight was lifted off our shoulders. The project has become much easier and more dynamic to develop.
You once mentioned that conceptually, everything is already in place for the Metaverse project. All that's left is development?
That's right. We've completed the conceptual part of the work. From the very beginning, we conceived a decentralized system that should ultimately work autonomously, like a well-tuned mechanism. Additionally, I've made all the necessary adjustments. All calculations have been made and verified, technical specifications prepared, teams and management systems configured, and audits passed. And most importantly, we've made a fundamental separation from Holoverse. There's still a significant amount of technical work, which is being handled by a proven team. Metaverse will truly surprise the market. Finally, everything is ready to implement an ecosystem capable of attracting tens and hundreds of millions of users.
So Metaverse isn't just going to reproduce previous programs, but will offer much more.
Previous programs represent no more than 5% of what we've envisioned. Metaverse is an entire ecosystem of interconnected products where each element strengthens the others. At its core is the CES Token, the central currency that unifies all platform products and is used for any transaction within the ecosystem, from trading on decentralized exchanges to purchasing NFTs and participating in gamified programs. Additionally, the token will be traded on the open market, of course. We've created something completely new, a system where GameFi and DeFi don't just coexist, but complement each other. Here, users can not only play and earn, but also develop long-term investment strategies.
Is this a new concept or was it developed earlier?
The concept was largely ready back in 2022. I had already presented it then and announced an imminent launch. Unfortunately, a group under the management of a trader integrated into our team constantly distorted the picture. I had received unreliable data about the current situation, which led to incorrect decisions. We couldn't transition to a normal working mode. It was constant chaos. We were already reacting to emergencies instead of calmly analyzing the situation and moving forward systematically. We had been working in this mode right up until the final hack, which was largely made possible precisely because of this never-ending race.
But you noticed something was wrong with the team, didn't you?
Of course, after noticing inconsistencies, my first step was to try and establish cooperation with the existing team, which as it turned out later was already preparing an exit scam. I then began bringing in new specialists and creating parallel structures independent of the malicious team. These efforts were immediately met with strong resistance, leading to internal conflict that wasn't always visible from the outside. But in the end, I managed to build an effective structure around me. Realizing they were losing control, the whole team decided to implement the scam they had been preparing.
What results do you think you could have achieved by now if none of this had happened?
We were already growing very quickly. Development was progressing at full speed. But the traitors disrupted our progress at the worst possible moment. In the fall of 2024, a powerful bull market has just begun to activate. And we've always known how to use such moments for a major leap forward. If I hadn't been robbed, if we had been able to maintain that momentum over the past 7 months, we would have had significantly more resources by now. And we know how to use resources to level up the business, give people more tools, more opportunities. What happened? Set us back significantly.
But you know, they say that if you took all the money in the world and distributed it equally among everyone, over time it would gradually return to the pockets of those who were wealthy before.
That's partly true, but there are nuances.
Which nuances?
Not all wealthy people are enterprising. Those who acquired wealth without enterprise would be completely lost in such a situation. Nothing good awaits them because global redistribution brings new opportunities for active people, not those who are used to parasiting the system. The most successful are those who are ready to adapt to changes, continuously learn and apply new knowledge in practice, and those with the courage to bring new ideas to life, because creation always requires boldness. These are all universal conditions for success in today's world. A hypothetical scenario of global redistribution would lead to a complete renewal of Forbes lists and other ranking of the world's wealthiest people.
So it would be more accurate to say that there are people who, even if all their money and assets were taken away, would be able to start from scratch and regain wealth.
Absolutely. These people's wealth results from their personal qualities, which cannot be taken away. It's their understanding of economic principles, business thinking, and ability to adapt and create. It's their social capital and their talent for building new connections. Only short-sighted people who don't understand this would try to steal a company like this. They still won't be able to achieve anything with it. They tried to win over the community, but were unsuccessful. They tried to run a business, but lacked a fundamental vision. They do not understand that a business is more than just mechanisms and processes. And the money they stole, I'm sure, it will bring them nothing but misery, if it hasn't happened already. For money to improve and bring harmony to life, it must be earned honestly. These people thought they had taken everything from me and I wouldn't be able to get out. But instead, we became even stronger and more efficient.
So every cloud has a silver lining.
It seems so. We managed to perform a complete reset. We would have inevitably come to the same changes and division into different companies, but gradually. As a result, all this transformation happened quickly and fundamentally. Metaverse, its concept, has finally been refined to an optimal state, taking into account the accumulated experience with a clear understanding of necessary changes and adjustments. We've rebuilt all programs and brought them to a level where essentially there is nothing left to improve. All that remains is to build.
Tell me more about MetaWhale. What kind of project is it and what makes it so unique?
MetaWhale embodies all cryptocurrency ideas of decentralization brought to life. It's not just a platform, but a full ecosystem where DeFi and GameFi come together as a single living organism. This is exactly how I envisioned it from the very beginning, to replicate complex financial instruments in a form that's accessible and intuitive to everyone through gamification. We don't complicate things, we simplify. You don't need to be a financial expert or a crypto enthusiast to start earning in our system. Basic understanding and desire to move forward are enough.
MetaWhale is being built as an ecosystem consisting of many interconnected products. Tell me more about them. What is included, for example? The TNS program, Tactics and Strategy, has already been launched.
Yes, TNS is a real hit. This program has already attracted millions of users and generated billions in turnover, together with BYL, formerly known as simply as Boost. They form the foundation upon which everything else is built.
Boost is now called BYL.
BYL stands for Boost Your Level. It is almost ready to launch. Our programs represent modern solution in decentralized finance that combines economic model using NFTs and automated smart contracts. Users can create real financial flows by playing and developing within the system. Each NFT in our ecosystem is not just a digital asset, but a powerful tool for interacting with the ecosystem and creating passive income.
You mentioned BYL. I know community leaders are looking forward to this program, but could you tell us more about it?
BYL is what was initially conceived, but is only being implemented now. We've brought this program back into development in its purest form, without the compromises and limitations that existed before. The concept is simple. BYL is a mechanism that enhances all other ecosystem elements. It's related to the referral system but goes far beyond it. Through BYL, users will be able to level up their NFTs, transforming them from simple digital images into living assets with real value and functionality. The program is almost ready to launch. I believe that once we present it, many will be surprised by how seamlessly it fits into the overall system and by the growth potential it unlocks.
Additionally, the decentralized exchange WDEX has been launched. How does it differ from other exchanges, and what are the plans for its development?
WDEX is a reliable decentralized exchange with concentrated liquidity where users can trade various assets without leaving the platform. The most important thing right now is that our CES token will be launched on this exchange, and thanks to our tokenomics, which is designed to generate real demand, we expect both the token and the exchange to be successful.
What about the MetaW Metaverse? How will it be structured and what will users be able to do in it?
MetaW will be implemented as a virtual eco-city with a full-fledged economic system. Users will be able to create their avatars, develop digital land, build real estate, participate in mini-games, and most importantly, interact with other players to build financial opportunities. By the way, I've seen the first iteration of the Metaverse, and it's impressive. It's still a prototype, a pretty picture for posts, but the potential is obvious. We'll release a teaser to give you a rough idea of what we are building.
Among the upcoming plans, There has been talk about the imminent launch of W Academy. This is an educational platform. Tell us how it integrates into ecosystem.
Yes, W Academy is an educational platform with articles and courses about Metaverse products, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain. It is a platform where people can gain any knowledge they might need to fully participate in our ecosystem. Upon successful completion of courses, users will receive NFT certificates that will provide access to exclusive opportunities in the W Metaverse. W Academy is launching next month with 2 initial courses and is set to become an integral part of our ecosystem. After all, without education, there is no moving forward.
Speaking of NFTs, are you planning to launch your marketplace? Also, you mentioned that your NFTs will differ from the usual ones. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, we will have our own NFT marketplace, but most importantly, our NFTs have real utility within the ecosystem. It is not just marketplace, it is multiplace, which also includes barter place, banking system, and many other features. They are not just digital images, but functional tools that can be used across various Metaverse products. They bring real benefits to owners, and their value is based not only on speculative interest, but also on actual utility. The user will have a wide choice of NFT usage, including the possibility of staking. In general, staking is a separate big topic. We will provide a lot of unusual opportunities to participants.
The development plans mentioned W Pump. What kind of product will this be?
WPump is our way of rethinking the meme token culture. We are creating an entire ecosystem on the Solana blockchain where memes become powerful tools for achieving goals. Our community has repeatedly raised waves of increased blockchain transactions and gas costs through their activity. With WPump, we'll be able to transform this energy into real opportunities for our community.
And there's also Crystal Kami. I know it well, a great game on Telegram, and it's actively growing. Many of our users are already playing it, but it's also part of Metaverse, isn't it?
Yes, right. Crystal Kami is also conceived as an integral part of Metaverse, one of the entry points into our ecosystem.
I've been playing it myself. The Snakes minigame is my personal favorite, as it's for many others from what I can tell. But I heard that there are plans to launch a PvP mode on Snakes. That sounds like a guaranteed hit.
Yes, the snakes have gained traction, and I believe the PvP mode will greatly boost this success. Furthermore, we are also planning to introduce a clan system in the future, another major upgrade to the game mechanics.
And this is only one of games, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I think it is impossible to tell absolutely everything in one interview.
On this occasion, one of the most important news. I just gave our team a full description and technical specifications for the full concept of the entire Metaverse ecosystem. And now a presentation is being prepared based on my document.
I remember how you described how interconnected all the elements are, like neural connections. And in this whole mosaic, the legal side is of great importance.
And we want you to be able to work with absolute confidence in each country, opening official company offices if you wish. The most important steps towards this are already in place. We have updated our legal status, and now the new Metaverse company can have more opportunities.
Well, that's worth raising a glass to.
Unveil your future potential.